this one so that it might be useful for others. Data structure means you're trying to structure your data. Means you have lots of data. You wanted to structure your data. In what structure you wanted to maintain your data? Now I do have for an example, I'll take something like a banking application. Now I do have lots of customers are there. I wanted to have all the current account customers and the saving account customers. So now when I have this one, so I need to have the complete list of the people who were having the current account and the list of people who were having the savings account. So with the SQL query, I hit the DB, I'll get the data, but I need to store that data into some variables, right? So that's where when we are trying to store, we can store in array, but there are disadvantages for array is, okay, can you tell me someone else who's, what is a disadvantage of an array?
It has
We
limited size.
Memory allocation happens at compile time only.
Memory
Dynamic.
allocation happens at compile time. Okay,
So
but
that we can't add more elements, or we cannot, play around with the array size.
excellent,
fixed in
excellent.
size.
So now means the size of the array is fixed. We can't change the particular size of the array when we are doing the execution point of time. So dynamically we can't change the sizes, and it is not sophisticated to handle lots and means a good amount of data. So at that point of time we should have some more weapons to use it. So those weapons are list, queues and sets. Queues will not use it all in our system, but you should know what is queue and what is set, what is list. Now when it comes to the list, now we need to means now we do have one benchmark. Always you need to compare with that benchmark and learn the new thing. It is easier for you to learn the things. Now first what you need to do is, when you are learning the list and the array list, first you need to take your benchmark as array. What is the difference between an array and array list? So before going to this one, what I suggest you is, Vijay, can you go for a tab and then type list Java docs in Java? Anyways, list
List
Java docs.
docs. Okay.
Okay, the first one. Okay, if you see here, now you can clearly understand that list is an interface. This is how you need to read your documentation, guys. This is an official documentation. Why I'm not going for any other documentation? See, in the W3 or Java tutorial point and all things, we can have the methods. But if you see here, this is what the official documentations which you guys need to follow. Now, if you see here, list is an interface. Okay, taken. Now, list have a parameter E. The type of the element in the list. Okay, that we will talk about later. What are the super interface of a list? Collection is an super immediate interface, and then the collection is a parent. Iterable is a grandfather for this, right? So now, what are the implementing classes of a list? So array list, linked list, stack and vector. We do have other lists also there. Don't worry about that abstract list and all things. Those things will not use it. But as of now, we need to remember. So now this is how you need to see. Okay, for a list, what are the parents? Means what are their previous four grandfathers, fathers, and four grandfathers, and what are the next generation people who are the child, grandchild, and all things. So this is how the documentation will give for you. So is it a class or interface? First, it will give us to you, and where the list comes from, which package it will come from. So java.utils. Utils, from the utils package, you will get this particular interface list. So now once you have this particular interface list, now by this itself you can clearly understand. So list is an interface, and what are the super interfaces we will have it, and what are the classes it was implementing it. So those informations you got it. Okay, next, scroll down. So if you see that this is an ordered collection, okay, as a sequencing. So what do you meant by ordered? What do you meant by hold on, so what do you meant by ordered?
Sequential.
Sequential means what?
Insertion order.
That's an
Whatever.
insertion order.
Yeah.
So now for a list, you are trying to add the elements. Oh, you mean for an example, first, Yash, second, Swati, third, Sai, fourth, Arif, fifth, Vijay, sixth, Shruti. So like we have adding these particular things, right? So once you order, means once you added the particular item into the list, so that would be in the same sequence you will be having it. Why should we have an order, or why should we have a sequence? Why should we have an order?
Because we need to insert in the proper space, like allocate in the proper space.
Okay, we will allocate the space, but why we require that?
For indexing.
We are maintaining that indexing.
Excellent answer. That is what. See, now if you don't insert into a particular list in an order, how you will access them? So we should get the indexing, right? So now first I added Shruti. Now I need to bring back Shruti, means I need to give this 0. If I wanted to bring back Jeevita, then I need to give it with 1. So now see, this is what the insertion means. The insertion order is useful for fetching or accessing this particular data. So now means it will follow the order, means wherever we do the insertion order. So and then the insertion order will be helpful to access that one. Now we have all these particular methods. What are the methods you have it here? You see here, means is this okay? So go back to your okay. First you scroll down here. We can see all the methods. Now these are the list of all methods. Now you see here, add all, clear, contain, contains all, is empty, iterator. I'll talk about this one later. Okay, these are all the methods. Replace all in the collections and all. I know that it means if you go for all these methods, it would be confusing. Go to the abstract methods. So this is the list, right? So now will it have all the implemented methods?
No.
Why?
Yes.
It is in
Yes, because
no.
Yes. Who said yes?
Uh,
Bus
with-
list is an interface. Will it have an implemented methods?
No.
No. Then where you'll have that implemented methods?
Classes,
in
methods,
the array.
classes.
Classes. Array list.
Where?
Array list.
In the array list, you'll be having this one. So go to the top and click on the array list. So now all these means whatever the methods which you are seeing here, those things are implemented in the array list. If you click on this array list, now you see here the hierarchy, you are seeing it, right? Utils, that's a basic package. And where the array list is coming is Java utils array list. These are the inputs. Nowadays, you'll not bother about this one more, because Eclipse is so intelligent, so that it was giving from where you are importing it. But previously, the people used to type this all. So at that time, they should know into which packages we are having it. Actually, that is it was a time-taking process, but those people will really know which packages. They will have the complete structure, because they used to type that. They should know that in which package it is there. But nowadays, you go and ask. I never seen a guy in out of my all interviews. I never seen a guy who answered me in which packages we have this. Even me also, I don't remember all, because I don't use to type that. Because if I given the control O, I'll get the methods, I'll use it, or my Eclipse will download me all the packages. I never seen my packages because it is not required for me. But still, if you wanted to be a perfect in this particular language, you should know in which package you have these methods, or in which package we have these interfaces. So that's how you should learn it. So there, this documentation will plays a vital role on this one. Okay, cool. Now coming back to this one, go to your program. Now you seen it, right? So this is how you need to see your packages. And if you see here, what are your grandfathers? So it will say array list. My grandfather, super grandfather is iterable. My grandfather is collection, and my dad is list. And if you see, can you scroll down? If you scroll down, you can see what are the methods it has been implemented. See now, what are the constructors we have? Oh, okay, go to the constructors. It have array list constructor, and then you see constructor is an empty list with an initial capacity of 10. See, This is one of the important question which I asked for everyone. What is the default size of an array list? Answer is 10.
And
What is the default size of a vector? Or what is the default size of a linked list? 16. Wow, I didn't understand what you're saying. What you meant by default size 10? Always you talk rubbish. Yeah. What I means to do is, for example, I need to store 10 elements in a list. In array list, if it is an array, I need to define that. I know that I have 10. If I don't know that it is 10 or 20, then can I use array? Yes, no?
No, you can't use.
Oh.
No, we can't use it because you need to define the size of array initially. If you don't define the size, array can't dynamically change at the runtime. That's a disadvantage of an array. Now, array list, how it will handle? So array list is a dynamic sizing. Dynamic sizing means what? At runtime, dynamically it can size it. That's what it was saying, it right? Okay.
Right.
Can you tell me how it will be happen? You're saying that what is the initial capacity is 10. You are saying that I have 10 elements. That's perfectly fine, boss. I can store this. If I have 20 elements, here the initial capacity is 10. Then how you will be loading? Means how you can go for 20 elements then? What is a mechanism? It happens over here is, if at all we do have 10 elements we are fixing, means when we have been declared the array list constructor, when we are trying to use the array list at that point of time, what it internally what it happens is, so first it will try to add means add the elements on 6th element and 7th element. It know that, oh, it was this array will be not enough. Then what it will do is dynamically it spans another array with the size of 20. 10 plus 10, 20 list it will copy, and already it copy means it has 6 elements, right? It has been loaded into that particular list. It takes that 6 elements and put it into the new list, and the old list is eligible for the garbage collector. Garbage collector means, so every day the garbage collector will come and collect the garbage, right? The same way the garbage collector is one of the mechanism in the Java where it comes and it will collect all the waste from the execution. This will call at the end of your executions. So now you created multiple objects, but are you destructing that particular object? See, now you are saying that web driver equal to new Chrome driver, or some class name, you are creating the object reference. You are creating the object reference, but are you destroying your object reference? Previously in the old versions of Java, we used to have a method called destructor.
Destroy.
So constructor will construct an object, destructor will destruct that particular object. And we do have another method called finalized. So this is one of the another interview question. So what do you meant by finalized? Finalized is a method where it will collect, it will trigger the garbage collector. So now what we need to understand is, now we don't have destructor, we don't have the finalized. In latest versions of Java, by default garbage collector will come and collect it. Boss, you no need to call me every day. Okay, I'll come and collect the garbage, because I know that anyways you call me. If you forgot or don't, means if you're forgetting to call me, then I'll not come. Why unnecessarily I need to create the mess over here? Every day I'll come into your home, I'll take your garbage and I'll go away. So that's how for every execution, the garbage will collector will come, and then it will collect the garbage and he'd go away. So now this is how the mechanism of garbage collector will work. At the same point of time, in the array list, dynamically it will spawn based upon the load factor. There are another concepts called, actually these are a little bit deeper concepts. Means what do you meant by load factor, how to increase the load factor or how to decrease the load factor. See, now name itself, it was we are understanding on which factor I need to load, means I need to create a new array. See, now this array list is there, I have 10. If I given the load factor as 0.6, so 6 means what is I given the load factor as 6 means what is our understanding from that we are getting it. If I loaded 6, then before loading 7th element, you create me a new array list. Or if I given it as 8, Means what we are trying to say to the system is, boss, when I'm coming to the 8, you create new. So that is called the load factors. So now we can pass the particular load factors and doing it. So however, we will talk about that one. So now first you need to understand what is an array list. Array list is to store means the elements. Means here an array list can store a different generics. What do you mean by generic? What do you mean by
You are
generic?
specifying particular data types like what type of otherwise it will be string or integer types, so we have to mention particular types.
Okay, will array list can store different data types?
Yes.
Can array can store different data types?
No.
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 Mm, no.
Yes.
No. It
Array we
can't.
can't store different data
We
types.
can't.
Okay. So in if at all I wanted to store some different data types in an array, what I can do?
Use it in object. Collection method use.
No, we do have another workaround in the arrays. I told about this one when I was talking about the arrays. Object array. We will have an object array to store the different data types, because object is a super class for these arrays. So that's where we can create a different type. So you can just refer that. Okay, if you want, means arrays, see, arrays are specifically bound for specific data types. But still, if you wanted to store some data types in the different data types, then you need to use an object array where you can store a different data types too. And this means in the means here how we should learn this one is, did you gone through that document in the repository? Go to the repository, Vijay. I think see you here, go to the repository or QA repository, Google Drive.
Okay.
Actually here last batch 2 people have done excellent work on this. One girl called Dharani, and then yeah, I think Dharani is working with you people, right? So Dharani has been done a great job on this implementation of these collections. She implemented each and every method of these particular collections, and we do have Priya. So Priya has been written the documentation on this one. So those documents are available in our repository. So do refer that particular documents. You can use that URL, or you want me to share that URL? Okay, go to the materials and documentations. So here we do have, I just wanted to check whether we kept it or not. Cancel, go to the Java. Collections Excel is there, right? That collections Excel, download that Excel. This is for the quick references. See now, when we wanted to quickly recap what the things are happening, so just you need to come here. Hey Vignesh, after the call, just call me once, Vignesh. I need to talk to you.
Sure, Chris. Sure.
There is some problem with my MS Office.
Okay, so someone else wanted to share the screen. Okay, or else you stop, I'll share the screen.
Okay.
Okay, so actually there is one video on YouTube. This is for 4 hours or 5 hours of class. That guy has been explained wonderfully on this particular list. So she has been referred for that particular videos, and then she created this particular document for us. Now let's see what how we need to read through these particular documents. Guys, I'm telling you, right, if you don't understand these collections and all things, it is really very hard to write your programs. See, now you learn your operators, you learn your for loops, and you learn your means the conditions and all these things. With this one, even this is also important. You might think that everything you are saying like this. See guys, Java is an ocean. So whatever it required for the Selenium and for the web automation, we have picked up that particular topics. Means only important topics only we have been picked up. Not all topics we have been picked. So now when we have been picked up, so that's the important, so that we need to learn all. That's the reason I was saying that this is important. This is important. Okay. Now you see here, it talks about the array list, right? So here you'll be having that one. Where is this a complete documentation? See, if you see here, these are the versions, the Java versions. See, now it is a Java 1.2 version, 1.2. This is it really required to remember the version numbers? Probably not, but why this is called a legacy classes and all the things we will understand. So this is at the 1.0, 1.0. So these are at the 1.2 of Java that has been implemented it. And the differences are this, but still I was see, actually there are some formulas, and then the constructors which it used, how it was be using, and how we have to create the initial capacity, and how we need to have this one. So these are the cruzzers. Okay, this is there. Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll take this particular document, and then we'll try to enhance this particular document. Means can someone take this particular thing, and then we will try to do it. What is the basic differences between the array and array list? So those differences we can just mark it over here. Okay, so we can add a sheet and then mention that what are the differences between an array and array list. Now after this one, we will be trying to know what is linked list, and the differences between the array list and then linked list. So if you see here, means we can have that particular differences also, we will be having it. However, just try to go through this particular documentation tomorrow, and then I think we do have a session, recorded session, it is there. Just go through that particular recorded session. So in that particular recorded session also, we can try to see it off. Okay, so by this, what I wanted to let you know here is memory allocation. Whereas in linked list, sorry, array list, how it will happen? How it's stored in the memory?
Single space. Just index of the
How
stored in only data.
how it will store in the memory? See, now for an example, I have this array list. Okay, by seeing this diagram itself, you should able to understand. Now array list will be stored continuous memory. See, now the first value, second value, third value, fourth value. So here the first value is 100, second one is 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. So continuously the memory would be allocated in the array list. But whereas in the linked list, you see here, because what it means, how the linked list will work is, it will have, as I told you, these are the nodes. Each node will be divided into two parts. One is data, one is address. Address of this particular value. Now one is stored in 100, and this would be connected to the another node. 2 is stored in 103. 3 is stored, means if it is means the last node, it will not have that memory allocated, the number. But if it is not, then it will have the numbers for this. Sorry guys, it would be a vice versa. I'll do one thing. So you might get confused if I explain about this singly, doubly circular, because I was seeing the time and then I was trying to explain this one. So I'll not do that one. So tomorrow you just go through the singly, doubly, and this one. I'll explain you tomorrow. So how this would be, how the memories would be there, and how it would be allocated. And if you have noticed that particular difference